Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Welkom RC Arena #1 for the 2023 VRC World Championship here for 10-scale electric touring car. Getting set to go here, our A main drivers on the grid. Tone sounds, we are off and underway. A great jump right there by Salemi. That's going to be Mirko Salemi. He qualified in the #2 spot, jumps out front early on here in this one. Martin Wollanka in that #2 spot. Your top qualifier. Good, clean start for the entire field. Nice tight lines here. One lap into this one. Let them all get a lap in here. We'll get them all sorted out. Mirko Salemi going to be out front. Martin Wollanka in the #2 spot. This is a 10-minute race here for these drivers. Salemi on the left-hand side. Wollanka right there behind him. Looks like Radko Cernohous in the #3 spot. Victor Smid in 4th. Ben Gayson in the #5 spot. Nedribo in the #6 spot here in this one. Shuka Kagura in the #7 spot. Salemi out front here, trying to stretch out his lead just a bit on Martin Wollanka in the #2 spot. Wollanka's got his hands full in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place spot. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and even 5th, all going to be right there together as they work their way around here. 1 minute into this one. Again, a 10-minute race here for these drivers. Salemi working his way through the center section of the track right now. Fast lap early on, a 25.5. A very long racetrack here for these drivers. Back around through the chicane, they go into the switchbacks. Radko Cernohous up to the #2 spot. He's got Martin Wollanka right there behind him. 200ths of a second separating those two drivers. Look at that. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and even 6th now has worked their way all right there together. Martin Wollanka last time by the line showing all the way back in 5th. He is only 400ths of a second out of 2nd place. Incredible racing early on here in this one. Mirko Salemi, that tone sounded, and he slingshotted out of there. Out to the front he goes, and he has held that lead up until this point right here. So, oh, big mistake from Mirko Salemi. Just as we talk about how he got out to the lead early on in this one, he makes a massive mistake through the chicane there. As they work their way back around here, Salemi now all the way back in the #5 spot. That is going to move Victor Smid up into the #1 spot. It is a 4-way battle for the lead right now. Here they go down the backstretch. A fantastic race here for electric touring car. Smid out front. Cernohous going to be in the #2 spot right there with Martin Wollanka. 3 wide down the front stretch. Through the chicanes they go. Cernohous now taking over the #1 spot. There is Smid. There's Wollanka. Wollanka dives to the inside. Wollanka gets up on 2 wheels. Cernohous taking the #1 spot back. Wollanka dives into 2nd. Smid tries to cut to the inside. Not quite close enough. A little bit of a mistake there for Cernohous. Drag race down the backstretch they go. Wollanka's got the outside line. Dives to the inside. It's Smid back up to the #1 spot now as they come back around for lap #6. What a race here in this one. We are only 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this race. A lot of racing left to go. Smid out front. Wollanka still in 2nd. Cernohous in the #3 spot. Ben Gayson up in the #4 spot. Oh, mistake from Martin Wollanka. Wollanka catches that inside curb. Nearly loses it there. He drops back to the #3 spot, but he's quick all over the back door. Cernohous once again. Here they come back through the infield. There's Mirko Salemi, your early race leader. Salemi looked like he was on cruise control out front. Made that massive mistake. Had to be corner-martialed. Cost him some serious time. Wollanka making good friends with the curbs there as he is tight on the inside. Wollanka up in the #2 spot now. Cernohous trying to take it back from him as they head down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Victor Smid out front here in this one. And as you can see, our 4th and 5th place drivers, that's Ben Gayson and Mirko Salemi trying to sneak into the view of camera as well. Nedribo in the #6 spot, followed by Kogura in the #7 spot. A lot of racing left to go here for these drivers. Oh, big mistake right there for Victor Smid. That's going to drop Victor back up to the #3 spot as he bumps that outside wall. That is going to move, I believe, Martin Wollanka up into the #1 spot. Cernohous going to be right there as well. Top 3 down the front stretch again. It's Cernohous to the lead. Wollanka in the #2 spot, Smid in the #3 spot, Ben Gayson in the 4. It is, oh, another mistake right there for Victor Smid as he bounces on that inside wall. Here comes Mirko Salemi. He's back in the running as well, and Ben Gayson says, hey, don't count me out of this one. Here they come back around right now, and the Nedribo not far out of this as well. Wow, this is anybody's race still at this point, not quite to the halfway mark here. Here they come back into the infield section. This is some of the closest racing in touring car VRC World Championship history that I can remember. Wow, Wollanka out front right now with Cernohous. Cernohous trying to hold him off. Wollanka looking for the inside line. Back around onto the right-hand side, down the back stretch. Wollanka up against that back wall slingshot. Here comes Smid, and here comes Salemi now. Martin Wollanka taking over the number 1 spot in the green and white. Back around to the front side. That time by, it's going to be Wollanka, Cernohous, and Smid, your top 3. Mirko Salemi back up into 4th. Ben Gayson in 5th. Nadribo in 6th. And Kogura in the number 7 spot. 5 minutes into this race. 5 minutes to go. This has been some of the most intense 5 minutes of touring car racing that I can remember in VRC. Wollanka, you see, taking that far outside line, actually hopping off the main line there, up against that outside wall, just pinning it to win it. Here he comes back around through the infield now, 0.5 of a second ahead of Radko Cernohous in the number 2 spot. Victor Smid, right, Smid back over the number 2 spot now. Cernohous, good battle for 2nd and 3rd. How? Radko trying to take it back from Victor. Here they come down the front stretch. Back stretch. Smid taking that outside line, hesitates a bit there. Radko trying to take the inside. Not going to be quite close enough. Victor holding on to 2nd for another lap here in this one. It's Wollanka 0.4 of a second ahead of Victor Smid in 2nd. Radko Cernohous in the 3 spot. Mirko Salemi in the 4. Look at Smid now. Victor Smid all the way from 3rd up into the number 1 spot. Makes the move on Martin Wollanka and takes over first. Here comes Mirko Salemi now, 0.5 of a second back from these drivers. That time by a 25.9. His fast lap, a 25.5. Wow, this is absolutely intense. 14 thousandths of a second last time by the line is all that separated Victor Smid and Martin Wollanka. Here they come back around. Martin Wollanka takes over the number 1 spot this time by Smid. Right there behind him, Smid trying to make the move. Wollanka takes it right back. Down the back stretch they go. Wollanka lashes up against that outside wall. Smid running up the inside just a bit there. 6:30 into this race. Only a 10-minute race here for these drivers. Here they come back around. Martin Wollanka out front right now with a 0.1 second lead over Victor Smid. Radko Cernohous 0.6 of a second back from them in 3rd. Mirko Salemi in 4th. Ben Gayson in 5th. Matthias Nadribo in the 6th spot. And Shoki Kogura in the number 7 spot. 7 minutes into this one. 3 minutes to go. Martin Wollanka catching that inside curve a bit. A little bit up on 2 wheels. Good save for him right now as we start to see a few of these drivers spread out. And by saying spread out, normally you would think a straightaway length or so. Look at that, a 25.4 fast lap by Victor Smid. Wow. Victor's on a move here in this one. Mirko Salemi trying to work his way back up. As I was saying, though, when I say these drivers are spreading out, any other race, I'd be talking a straightaway length, maybe a second or 2. No, I'm talking 0.1 of a second for these drivers. That's the most we've seen them spread out this entire race. 7 minutes, 30 seconds into this one. 2:30 to go here. Mirko Salemi, your early race leader. He jumped out front early on, had that one massive mistake. Dropped him back, but he's catching up right now as he works up on Cernohous for that number 3 spot. Martin Wollanka, meanwhile, out front, a 25.4 on lap 16. So Martin Wollanka now starting to turn up the heat as this race is winding down with 2 minutes to go. 8 down, 2 to go. Martin Wollanka, 0.6 of a second. Look at the battle here between Salemi and Cernohous for that final podium spot, the number 3 spot. Back around the front side, onto the right-hand side of the track they go. Salemi in the yellow and white, Cernohous in the green and white. Through the switchbacks, down the backstretch they go. Mirko Salemi back up into 3rd now. Radko Cernohous in the 4 spot. Back around to the front side. Salemi making some serious moves here in this one to make up lost time. Got that inside curve once again. 1.5 minutes left to go here in this one. 8:30 down, 1:30 to go. Martin Wollanka looking for a world championship win. Only 0.8 of a second ahead of Victor Smid. This is going to be one of our closest battles here for 3rd and 4th, Salemi and Cernohous. Here comes Martin Wollanka, your race leader down the front stretch. 20 laps in the books here in this one. Victor Smid right there behind him in the number 2 spot. Victor with a 25.490, his fast lap. Mirko Salemi in the number 3 spot. He's only 1.4 seconds back from Smid, and Cernohous starting to push here. Catching right back up into the number 4 spot, chasing down the 3. There is Matthias Nadribo in the 5 spot. Matthias with the 25.6, his fastest lap of the race last time by the line. He's got Ben Gayson right there behind him as well. Any one of these drivers, I tell you what, this has been an absolutely fantastic race. Martin Wollanka here onto the right-hand side. 30 seconds to go here. Victor Smid, 0.5 of a second back from your race leader. He's going to have to make a move quick. Time is winding down here, and with a 25-second lap time, this may be the last lap for your race leaders. As they come back around here, 20 seconds to go. Mirko Salemi sitting in third now. 0.4 of a second ahead of Radko Cernohous. 15 seconds left on the clock. Is Martin Wollanka, is this going to be his final lap, or will he go one more? Victor Smid trying to latch onto the back of him here. 9 seconds to go. It is going to be close here. Victor coming around through the chicane. Time is going to expire. It got him. So Victor Smid done in second. Mirko Salemi taking third. Martin Wollanka on his victory lap here. Wow, what a race right there. Congratulations to all 7 of these drivers. Coming around for the World Championship win, the one and only Martin Wollanka. Down the backstretch he goes one final time. What a fantastic race here from Welkom RC Arena. Once again, congratulations to all 7 of those fantastic drivers. It's time for a bonus lap comparison. On the left screen, you see the 2023 VRC World Championship. On the right, the actual IFMAR World Championship from the exact same track, only in real life. Take a look lap by lap as these drivers go wheel to wheel around Welkom RC Arena.